Hi, in this video we're going to discuss nouns. We're going to see countable nouns, uncountable nouns, and compound nouns. We're going to do that while reading about the human body. To begin, please match the following words with their corresponding picture. Take a moment if you need to, pause my video if you like, and complete the activity. I'll show you the answers in a moment. All right, I hope that you did complete the activity. So, what is blood? Yes, that's correct. And what are blood vessels? Yes. And what is heart? Yes. And finally, the obvious one, lungs are these. Good. All right. Now, please read the following text about the human cardiovascular system. All right. Let's read it together. The cardiovascular system is made up of the heart, the blood vessels, and blood. Good. The heart is the muscle serving as a pump to provide energy that moves blood through vessels. All right. So we have blood, and what moves it is the heart. All right. These are a network of veins. What are these? Oh, the blood vessels are a network of veins, arteries, and capillaries that supply oxygen, all right, a network that supplies oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. So they start in the lungs and they move all that oxygen to the rest of the body and take carbon dioxide, a waste product. It's a product that we don't need, that we need to discard, to the heart and lungs to remove it for our well-being. So it is good for us to remove, to discard, to get rid of carbon dioxide. Blood is the liquid that circulates through the vessels. Its main components, the blood. So blood's main components are oxygen, nutrients, and sometimes bodily waste, that carbon dioxide. All right, I think we got it, right? Let's make sure that we understand this. Which are the main components of the cardiovascular system? So we said 3. Blood, blood vessels, and the heart. I think so, yes. Good. Where does oxygen come from? Oxygen comes from the lungs. So it's in the air, we breathe it in, and that's where it starts. All right. Well, actually, it comes from the air. But in the text, we said that it starts in the lungs, but we take it from the air. What is blood composed of? 3 things. Oxygen, nutrients, and bodily waste. That was easy. Good. Now, we are going to take a look at nouns now. Remember what nouns are? Those words that describe places, people, things, animals, situations. They can be abstract things or concrete things. I have some examples here from the text. One of them is system. System is a thing. It is abstract, and it describes something in particular that can have certain characteristics. So a system is a noun. Nouns are usually the subject or the object of a verb, or they can be the object of a preposition. For example, we can say systems are important. So it is the subject of the verb, or in that case of the whole sentence. Or if we could say, look at this system. So system is receiving the action of looking. Or when we say, with systems, we can organize many things. So with is a preposition, and after with, which is a preposition, we have the noun system. So nouns can be objects of prepositions. Heart is another example from the text, which is a noun. All right, so we can say things about the nouns, or they can be after a verb. Nouns can be countable or uncountable. What does that mean? It means that some nouns can be counted. For example, when we say vessel, we can say 1 vessel, 2 vessels, 3 vessels. All right? So that means that countable nouns can be pluralized. That means that we can conjugate verbs that are in the plural form with those nouns. For example, vessels are, vessels exist, etc. Not vessels is. All right. So muscle is another noun that is countable. One muscle, three muscles, five muscles, etc. Many muscles. Pump, one pump, two pumps, three pumps. Those are nouns that refer to the human body, but we have countable nouns everywhere. If you look at you, you have fingers, 5 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means that we can count nouns. You have a computer or a phone in front of you, so that is a noun. Computer, computers. If we can pluralize it, that means that that noun is a countable noun. All right. Now, in the same way that we have countable nouns, we have uncountable nouns, which are nouns that we cannot count. That means that we cannot pluralize them. For example, when we say blood, we cannot say one blood, two bloods, three bloods. No, we say blood. It is only one thing, and it's used always in the singular form. So verbs that are conjugated with uncountable nouns are always singular. Energy, we can say one energy, two energies. No, we don't pluralize uncountable nouns. Or the word oxygen is also uncountable, means that we cannot pluralize it. And if we want to pluralize them in some way, we have to use units. For example, we can say liters of blood. We can say units of energy. So 2 energy units, for example, 2 oxygen tanks. That would be a way to pluralize uncountable nouns. We have uncountable nouns everywhere when we talk about water. Water is an uncountable noun because we cannot say one water, two waters. We just refer to it in a singular form. And finally, we have compound nouns. Compound nouns are nouns that are composed of more than one word. Sometimes those words can be separated, like in this example, carbon dioxide. So we have one word, carbon, we have a space, and then dioxide. That is a compound noun because we're talking about one noun that is composed of more than one word. And the important thing about compound nouns is that they are considered a single unit. Means that we cannot talk about just carbon separated from dioxide or dioxide separated from carbon. They are all considered a unit, right? So carbon dioxide is, for example, or carbon dioxides are, if that exists. Network is another compound noun, but you can see here that network is composed of 2 words. Yes, one is net, the other one is work, but they are together. Means that there is no space in between. For example, when we say software, software, they are 2 words together and they form a compound noun. All right? And the other type of compound nouns are words that are united by a hyphen. For example, this, well-being. So we cannot talk about just well or being. We're talking about well-being, and that is a noun. It means that they can be the subject of a verb or the object of a verb or the object of a preposition. All right? So those are nouns in general, but I would like for you to think about this in this lesson by completing one very simple activity. I want you to think about some nouns and see, are they countable? It means that can I count them? Yes or no? Or if they are uncountable, or if they are compound nouns. All right? Here's a list for you to classify the following compound, countable, and uncountable nouns and organize them in the chart provided. So I'm giving you here a chart for you to, let's say if you have your notebook, you can write underneath each of those headings, which are countable, which are uncountable, which are compound. There are 9 nouns, and let me tell you, there are 3 of each kind for your reference. All right? So I'm going to ask you to please pause the video, complete the activity, and I'll show you the answers in a moment. Pause the video, complete the activity now, please. All right. I hope that you did complete the activity. And here are the answers. Not necessarily in this order. I don't know how you wrote them, but let's use this order. Countable nouns, artery, because you can say arteries, two arteries. Diet, you can have several diets, let's say. We can say, I have one diet for building muscle, and I have one diet for losing weight, for example. But there is one little thing about diet. When we're talking about diet as the set of habits that we have in our nutrition, that is also called our diet. If we are talking about diet in general as that abstract component of that sum of everything that we eat, that is uncountable. But if we're talking about the Atkins diet, the keto diet, keto diet, ketogenics, anyway, paleo, that's another diet. So all those diets could be countable. So I hope I didn't confuse you about that, but you can research, actually you can say, when is diet uncountable? And then Google's gonna give you the answer. When is diet countable? All right. The other countable noun that we have is nutrient. Yeah, nutrients can be pluralized. Uncountable nouns, I included here diet again, as I explained. Air could be uncountable, and waste. All right. Compound nouns, composed of more than one word. Well-being, bodily waste, and breakfast. All right. So I gave you that one, well-being, because I want you to know and remember that hyphenation is one way of creating compound nouns. Actually, that is the activity that I have for you. So thank you very much for having done that, for having thought about those nouns especially. And now you're going to hear the pronunciation of the passage that we used as a reference. So listen to the native speaker, and after you hear the pronunciation, please practice your pronunciation. Repeat after them. All right? I'm going to pause my video for you to do that. Pronounce, please.
The cardiovascular system is made up of the heart, the blood vessels, and blood. The heart is the muscle serving as a pump to provide energy that moves blood through vessels. These are a network of veins, arteries, and capillaries that supply oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body and take carbon dioxide, a waste product, to the heart and lungs to remove it for our well-being. Blood is the liquid that circulates through the vessels. Its main components are oxygen, nutrients, and sometimes bodily waste.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Remember that in this lesson we reviewed what nouns are, and they are countable, uncountable, and compound. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.